Social entrepreneurs create unmatched niche by solving social problems with profits for themselves. They can easily have limitless opportunities for the growth and profits, able to win new positions in the fading capitalist system. In business, they can have competitive edge with national and multinational giants. Social entrepreneurs are robust and vulnerable for the governments. They can put governments to competition and win. They have more chances of success in social circles, businesses, and political game for their growth and power. In Pakistan, it is an uncharted territory and it creates positions for a vast potential in the country, meaning they have massive scales. Assalamu alaikum. This is Aftab Chaudhary for Practical Entrepreneurship, and we are discussing social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurs' efforts are connected to unmet needs within communities that have been overlooked or not granted access to services, products, or basic essentials in rural and urban areas. Social entrepreneurship is the fastest growing field in the world. Forbes, a global media company that focuses on businesses, investments, and entrepreneurship, has termed Pakistan's improvement in the social entrepreneur sector as remarkable. The country's overall ranking as a favorable country for social entrepreneurs have improved from 32nd place to 14th in the last 3 years, according to a recent survey by Thomson Reuters Foundation and Deutsche Bank's CSR made for global good. According to Forbes, the nation's comeback in this category is a remarkable feat, given the country was ranked at the second position in 2016. The improvement of livable income may be because Pakistan has become a more open market for do good companies to sell to the general public. The top 10 best countries for social entrepreneurs include Canada, Australia, France, Belgium, Singapore, Denmark, Netherlands, Finland, Indonesia, and Chile. The United States stood as first position in 2016, but its position declined to 32nd in the year's survey, lagging in most categories. According to Forbes, it is the biggest upset of the year. In terms of the best place for social entrepreneurs to live, Pakistan has tied with developed countries like Canada, Australia, and Finland. The data for these rankings were collected from 664 experts, with at least 12 from every country. The experts came from a variety of fields including academics, investments, policy making, and social entrepreneurship. The social entrepreneurship possesses untenable resources. A firm looking at profit does not account for the full cost of doing business, and the social entrepreneurs exploit the gap through their social and political muscles. Likewise, as the government struggles to find solutions for a nation affected by poverty, water scarcity, climate change, and lack of sanitation, social startups are emerging to fill the gaps. In economics, it is suggested for the social entrepreneurs to commit focusing as much on social and environmental concern as they do on profits. The idea is that a company can be managed in a way that not only makes money but which also improves people's life and the planet. A social entrepreneur maximizes three factors: people, profit, and planet. His power over other companies lies in focusing on interacting socially, then able to see the whole picture, which is the full cost of doing business. In Pakistan, terrorism, peace building, and a struggling economy went hand in hand throughout the years 2000. Hussain cited microfinance institutions, business schools, and the digital economy for supporting entrepreneurship. This has created opportunities for the social worker, the entrepreneur, and the peace builder to create ideas that might sustain economically and generate a social impact. Social entrepreneurs are given seed money by international donors, large corporations, and rich philanthropists to come up with ideas that can make money while tackling pressing problems like providing basic health, education, and sanitation to poorer people and addressing environmental issues. There are other two methods of collection of revenues in Muslim countries: voluntary zakat, which was formerly, or involuntary zakat as tax. Now we have government taxes and voluntary zakat of 2.5%. But despite this tremendous potential for contributing to the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, zakat organizations based on voluntary religious contribution have been overlooked by development organizations as an influential partner and source of finance. Between $3 to $5 trillion is estimated to be needed per year to achieve the goals, but current investment falls short at around $1.4 trillion. By working together with religious organizations, development bodies can fill the $2.5 trillion investment gap, which also promoting peace and development. Roughly 22% of the world population is Muslim. Islamic finance, including zakat, was estimated at almost $2 trillion in 2015, and it is expected to surpass $3 trillion by 2020. In addition, between $200 billion and $1 trillion is spent in the form of zakat across the Muslim world annually. The word zakat needs to be compatible with liberty, equality, fraternity standards. It is not an exchange for well-being. Many classes of Muslims reject as haram for their family, while it is narrowly associated with stigma of poverty and class discrimination. This stigma, once labeled, pulled halt to social position as an economic actor. It is majorly remains dysfunctional. Poor lives with stigma never to regain. A social entrepreneur might also seek to address imbalances in such availability, the root causes behind such social problems, or social stigma associated with being a resident of such communities. The national and multinationals with huge marginal costs left far behind to compete. Government taxes are involuntary fees levied on individuals or corporations and enforced by a government entity, whether local, regional, or national, in order to finance government activities. In economics, taxes fall on whomever pays the burden of the tax, whether this is the entity being taxed, such as a business, or the end user of their business goods. Taxes are levied to help fund public works and services and to build and maintain the infrastructures used in a country. Government mostly plays with their follies and fragilities. Social entrepreneurs run in parallel to political circle without maligning themselves, and if they succeed in gaining a large group of social entrepreneurs, they can plague havoc in the system. The worst nightmare for myopic, election-prone politicians who fear to change the prevailing situation to avoid risks to their political careers. Till the mid of 18th century, the charity was distributed via parish relief, almshouses, churches, and bequests that were earned from the rich people of the society, like in the welfare state concept devised in Islam. These charities were also accountable for health, education, and housing of prisons in some cases. Established in entire Europe, the almshouses were meant to provide residents to poor and old people. The first registered almshouse was founded back in 10th century by King. However, now in the 19th century onward, the things have changed a lot. There are better and predefined rules for these organizations, and they are working on a diverse range of projects with the core aim of serving the humanity and improving the lives of people. In 1980, Bill Drenton founded Ashoka, the world's first ever organization to promote social entrepreneurship by empowering social entrepreneurs with financial resources and connections to disseminate ideas and solutions. In the modern era, social entrepreneurs may be combined with technology assets such as bringing high-speed internet connectivity to remote communities, with the intent to provide school students with the more access to information and knowledge resource. Today, Charity Water, a non-profit organization, had provided clean and safe drinking water to people in developing nations. Ben & Jerry's is the ice cream company supports opposing the use of recombinant bovine growth hormones and genetically modified organisms and foster merit values such as fair trade and climate justice. Tom's business model is known as the one for one concept model, which is referring to the company's promise to deliver a pair of free shoes to a child in need for every sale of their retail product. The countries involved have included Argentina, Ethiopia, Guatemala, Haiti, Mexico, Rwanda, South Africa, and the United States. The business have grown beyond producing shoes and has included eyewear and apparel in Tom's product lines. The company uses word-of-mouth advocacy for much of its sales, centering its business focus on corporate social responsibility. Part of this model originally involved a non-profit arm called Friends of Tom's that recruited volunteers to help in the shoe distribution in foreign countries. In Pakistan, there are hundreds of registered organizations that are working for the betterment of people on one or more cases. Under the Societies Registration Act 1860, they are working online and otherwise. According to a British Council survey conducted in Pakistan 2016, over youth and women are already active in 5 lakh or so social enterprises. The country's advanced 18 spots to place 14th among the world's 45 biggest economies seems as a nation where social entrepreneurs can make a living and attract good staff. Many such entities are engaged in microfinance provision or are focused on the education sector. Entrepreneurs and business leaders also seem increasingly eager to capitalize on countries' entrepreneurial potential, including the Acumen Fund. Many social entrepreneurs are being supported by international donors and are affiliated with academic institutions such as the Social Innovation Lab housed at the Lahore University of Management Sciences. The social entrepreneurship is a growing trend appealing students as an individual, group, startup company or entrepreneurs form a social entrepreneurship organization to pursue novel applications that have the potential to solve community base. Social entrepreneurs may seek to produce environmentally friendly products, serve an underserved community, or focus on philanthropic activities. As a result, their contribution is meant to go beyond providing temporary band-aid solution to eradicate the problem. They develop, fund and implement solutions to social, cultural or environmental issues and make profit for themselves. Social entrepreneurship is a way to connect you to your life's purpose, help others find solutions, and make a difference in the world, all while eking out a living. There are no shortages of proposed solutions to get the company on a better development path. Among them, an intriguing thought: could the creative ideas of some of the country's less privileged communities somehow be harnessed to create positive and economically sustainable social impacts. Our youthful social entrepreneurs can develop innovative and cheap products to meet unmet needs in structural inequalities, particularly in Sindh province, which continue to disempower and disadvantage vast segments of the population. The main goal of a social entrepreneur is to implement widespread improvements in society which increases acceptance and credibility for more growth and profit. However, a social entrepreneur must still be financially savvy to succeed in his cause. The development of mobile apps that speaks to the needs of the community is another way social entrepreneurship is expressed. This can include giving individuals ways to alert their city administration to such problems as burst water mains, downed power lines, or patterns of repeated traffic accidents. There are also apps created to report infractions committed by city officials or even law enforcement, giving a voice to the community through technology. This includes microfinance institutions, educational programs, clothing and shelter, waste management, new energy sources, banking services in underserved areas, and helping student orphanage. Most of entrepreneurs are motivated to earn a profit. Their profit motive does not prevent for having a positive impact on society. Uzair Elahi, communication head at Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund, says that innovation and a positive approach can bring about social and behavioral change without incurring additional costs. Citing an example, he says, the houses destroyed and washed away in South Punjab were rebuilt with Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund support, but their titles ownership were transferred to women. The rationale was that the women were better managers and would not sell off the houses easily. This innovative approach empowered the woman apart from meeting the housing needs of the residents. He adds, though social entrepreneurs are not necessarily dependent on technology, it has helped them develop at a faster pace, with ease and at a much lower cost than for those developed using conventional methods. The internet has connected people who had been isolated from one another for long. A perfect example is that of home-based workers and marginalized communities that have been connected to the world through e-commerce platform in a way that eliminates intermediaries. Such measures have helped them to become empowered in making decisions about their products and businesses. The benefits of charitable organizations are many. These organizations may vary a bit in their working strategy, but the goal of their organization always remains the same, which is helping the community. At the same time, there are some common benefits of these organizations. Some of these many benefits are as follows. The tax benefit. The reduction of taxable income is important in some cases. The charitable foundations help the donors to make a tax-deductible donation to the foundation, and it also helps to gain double capital benefits. Control on your money. A charitable organization helps you to decide which cause you are willing to donate. If you are about to give a donation to a large organization, they will be surely have control over exactly how the amount will be used and will keep your preferences in this manner. Other benefits. These non-profit organizations make major contributions to the public service sectors. The benefit of these organizations vary across policies and according to the geographical areas. Some other benefits might include the understanding of the needs of any particular service of the community, interaction and relationship with and between people that enhance the unity in the society, increased possibilities to deliver the outcome that are difficult for the community to find on its own, providing innovative ways to develop solutions to the problem, better performance in terms of delivery of service. These organizations also raise voice for people and the needs that are necessary to be fulfilled. They are a bridge and a means of communication between the needy and the public sector and the wider society. One way or the other, these non-profit organizations are of great importance for societies. In terms of the best place for social entrepreneurs to live, Pakistan has tied with developed countries like Canada, Australia, and Finland. Ease of accessing investment and women in leadership position are the two major factors that have helped Pakistan garner the first place in making a living for social entrepreneurs. Three organizations have come together to try and answer the question through the British Council's DICE Fund. A central role is played by SEED, a Pakistan-based non-profit organization which stands for Social Education Environmental Development. Set up in 2012, SEED says its key aim is to improve the lives of ordinary people, largely through education and vocational training. It has partnered with two quite different institutions. The first is Karachi-based Indus Valley School of Arts and Architecture, which has been offering degree-level courses in fine arts, design and architecture since 1990 and is one of the country's top art institutions. Also involved in London-based Cockpit Arts, which describes itself as the UK's only creative business incubator for craftspeople, set up in 1986. Cockpit houses and supports over 150 independent creative businesses annually, ranging from markers of jewelry to textile and to ceramics. Shaista Aisha, Head of Product Development at SEED, and David Crumb, Head of Business Incubation at Cockpit Arts, are enthusiastic about working together. They are trying to make at least three things line up together. First, the creative endeavor of individuals and groups. Second, to ensure that such endeavors generate positive social impacts. And the third, sustainable business models that will underpin ongoing innovation. Getting those three to fit together is no easy task. Even in a developed economy such as the UK, David says support for social entrepreneurs is pretty good, but support for creative entrepreneurs is pretty woeful. Shaista says SEED is very interested in how to work this model of social and creative better.